Goodness gracious, you're driving slow. Hola guys, it is Thursday and it is not a good Thursday. Get ready for another rant. Get ready for some complaining because I am pissed, okay? So yesterday, Wednesday, I'm heading home and I get a phone call from little dude's school, which is rare at that time of day. And the lady asks me if I can come pick up Caleb because he missed his bus. I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. Yeah, he missed his bus while he was filing an incident report with the vice principal. Oh my gosh, my feelers went up. What do you mean incident report? My first instinct is my worst fear, that somebody hurt him, somebody beat him up, somebody's bullying him, picking on him, something happened. That's my worst fear. As of yet, we have not had to deal with any of that, thank goodness. He's funny and friendly enough that he makes friends, so thankfully we haven't had to deal with that. But it's always in the back of my head, especially as a mom of a special needs child, any child, but especially as a mom of a special needs child, like, oh my gosh, they hurt my kid. But no, it wasn't that. And I'm like, hold on a second. What do you mean incident report? Well, the vice principal will speak to you when you get here. I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm still a good 10 minutes away and I cannot drive under these conditions. You need to tell me what happened. So apparently the vice principal was in the area, so he gets on the phone. Little dude in his peaceful, the world is wonderful, mom, not everybody's bad nature, lent his phone to a girl who looked like a nice person. Okay? It's the only class where they're allowed to use their mobile devices, their electronic devices, and he was doing his own little thing when this girl, who he's been in class with for the whole year so far, approaches him. Not his friend, mind you, just some classmate, approaches him and asks him if he has a phone. He's like, yeah. She says, can I borrow it? So he gives her the phone. He unlocks it, gives her the phone. Then after the class is over, she walks off with it. He follows her out, finds her in the hallway, says, hey, where's my phone? She's like, oh, I gave it to, and she names some other kid. Well, little dude's, his autism is peaked with anxiety. All autistic children are different. Little dude's is social anxiety period. So when he is triggered, anxiety sets in and he shuts down. So when she told him, oh, I gave your phone to blah, 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 he didn't know what to do. So he didn't know what to do. So he went to his last class of the day. You guys, I'm getting some stress food, okay? I'm getting some stress food. I'm already late to work, and I am stressed, and I'm mad, and I'm sad, and I'm just over it. But anyway, so she tells him, I gave the phone to so-and-so. He panics. He doesn't know what to do. He knows he has one more class left. He doesn't want to be late to class. He doesn't know where this other kid is. Oh, my goodness. So he goes to class. And after class, it's the last class of the day, he approaches the person who this girl said she gave the phone to, and he's like, no, she didn't give me no phone. You need to go talk to the principal. This other child tells little dude, you need to go talk to the principal. So he goes to the principal, explains the situation, has to fill out an incident report, and miss the school bus in the meantime.
How may I help you?
Hi, let me get a number 4 combo with large Coke.
What else works?
That's it.
Alright. 757.
Thank you. Okay, guys, sorry. I stress eat. I think y'all know this about me. So he's in there filing out his report with the vice principal, misses the bus, and that's when the office assistant calls me and tells me to pick him up. Now, I immediately get on my phone because I have the Google Map tracking on him. Hold on, guys. Thank you. Have a good one. Are y'all back on? Yes. Okay, so I go and pick him up, but right before I pick him up, I hit the Google Maps. I'm going to ping where his phone is, and I see that it's very close to the school. So I screen save the address, and I get to where little dude is, and the principal walks him out. And I asked the vice principal, I asked him, can you confirm whether or not this address that I pinged my son's phone to is the address of the child in question? And he's like, ma'am, I can't do that for confidentiality reasons. I cannot do that. But just know that we are doing everything we can to resolve the situation. Mind you, it's 5 o'clock at this point. School's been shut down for an hour. They've had my kid there waiting for me to pick him up. They didn't call until then. This is how long this whole process is taking. Where am I going? I'm going to work. Okay. So I get mad and I'm like, well, if you can't do it, then I'm going to make sure that our police department does. So I go to the city police department, and let me tell you something about small town living. My little city is not super small, but they don't play. Okay. I absolutely love the police force here. Absolutely love the police force. I can't talk well enough about them. Absolutely well trained, just full force. So I get out there and I explain the situation to them. I'm like, the school cannot do anything for me, but I have this address pinged on my son's tracking. Can somebody come out there with me, because I don't want to go out there by myself? So they're like, sure, we can absolutely do that. So this officer comes out. We get to that address. Now these pings are not exact, okay? I don't know if it's because I have an older phone or what, but these pings are not exact. But we get out there to the address, and he speaks to the people at that address, goes in, and then goes right across, because these are kind of like, I'm not trying to be tacky, okay? This is just the way I'm describing it. That area, those homes are like Section 8. They're kind of built like projects where they're all in one area. They're little homes, but they're built all together. It's housing. So he's in one house, goes in, and then walks directly across the parking lot into another house and speaks to them. And that panned out to nothing. The children in that school were 6th graders. Nobody by that name was there, and they were the wrong grades. So, like he said, the ping is not exact. So what I want you to do, we were out there a good 30 minutes. I mean, he's doing his thing. And he says, what I want you to do in the morning is go to the school district police department, file a police report, and get them involved as well with the school. And because it is school jurisdiction, they can only do so much. The city police can only do so much. So that's what I did this morning. I went to the school district police, filed a report. And they basically told me what they're going to do is they send that report to the school campus officer at Little Jude's school, and then they begin their own investigation. And then I headed over across the street to the school because I needed answers. I wanted to know, what are y'all doing? Because it was 5 o'clock when I picked him up. I was mad. You were not offering me any help that I could see. So now we're going to talk. What I wanted to know was, were the parents of this kid contacted? I swear, this vice principal, and he's doing his job. I get it. I work in medical records. I know there's only so much you can reveal. All he kept telling me was, I just need you to know that we are doing everything we can, and contact has been attempted with the parents. So that told me right there, they haven't reached the parents. And the child who stole his phone isn't at school this morning. So I'm like, well, at least there's that. At least my kid doesn't have to sit in class and face this little thieving heifer. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, Mel, she's a kid too. I don't care. I don't care. She's a kid. She's a friggin' thief. See, I could have accepted it as a simple accident, like, oh my goodness, she forgot to give him his phone and left. Had she not tried to say, I gave my phone to somebody else. She totally got somebody else involved in her mess. So it was not innocent. It was not an innocent mistake, okay? She meant to steal his friggin' phone and then try to put it off on somebody else, and now she's gone, okay? They can't reach her parents. There's just something really shady about this. Now, I was trying to give the kid the benefit of the doubt until little dude told me, she said somebody else had the phone. It's just shady, okay? Shady all around. Now, what also is upsetting me is either she's just a bold-faced thief or she's something worse. She is someone who saw an opportunity to take advantage of a special needs child and did. And that is a whole other issue. That is so much bigger, and that is something that I will take to the friggin' mountain in regards to my son's civil rights, in regards to his rights as a disabled child. I will take it to the friggin' clouds. I'm not playing around with that. to take advantage of a child with issues, disability, that's beyond. Okay, that's beyond. So save all the, but she's just a child too. I don't want to hear it. Bad adults are bad children. Okay, bad children become bad adults. I am gonna nip this crap in the bud. So on both police reports, it asks if I want to file charges. Yep, big old check mark. And I thought about this all last night. Will you press charges on a child? I sure as hell will. And you want to know why? Because it needs to be nipped in the bud. Let them be an example. Let them be an example. Get scared straight. Learn that you cannot begin life doing this crap. And let the parents be accountable for their child as well. Not to say that all parents make bad kids, because I know some magnificent parents and kids make their own choices and end up screwing up their lives. So I'm not blaming the parents, but something is going on, and if the parents have created this little monster, then they need to be held accountable too. And I'm sorry, it's just a phone. No, it's not just a phone. Okay, it's not just a phone. With my child, my autistic child, that phone is a lifeline. That phone is a tool that my child needs in order to function properly throughout the day. Again, little dude's autism comes with a lot of anxiety, a lot. He won't ever tell you, I'm nervous, I'm scared, I need help. He will not, which is a huge issue, because he has been hurt and in pain, bleeding even at times, and he will not ask for help. We only find out afterwards, when we find the dried blood, when we find the bruise, when we find, him sitting in a corner crying. He does not ask for help. His anxiety shuts him down. That phone in the morning is his way of getting on the bus. Mom, I'm on the bus. Mom, I'm at the bus stop. That's his comfort, and it's my comfort as a mother too. I know where my child is. That's why I put the Google tracking on there. That way, God forbid, if anything ever happens and my child ever disappears, he shuts down. I at least get a rough idea of where my kid is. That phone is not just a phone for him to play games on and talk to his little friends. That phone is a tool for my autistic child. A phone that helps him function throughout the day. A tool that keeps his anxiety at bay by being able to reach out to me, his dad, or his brother at any given moment to be able to, hey mom, you there? Hey mom. This is what this phone is. And this little thief took it. She took it. Boldface stole it from him. So no. If you're just a thief, but if you're the other thing that I'm suspecting you are, someone that's taking advantage of a special needs child, that is beyond low. That is beyond low. Maybe if you were just a thief, I could, whatever, forget you. Just, but no. I, as a mother of a special needs child, take this very personally. And I think it's something else. So yeah, you are going to be made an example of. I don't give a crap that you are 13 years old. This probably ain't even the first time you've done it. The fact that you just so blatantly and blasé, oh, I gave it to blah, 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 blah. You've done this before. This ain't your first friggin' rodeo, you friggin' thief. And I don't care. She's just a kid, Mel. I don't care. No, she's not. She's a young person who's going to grow up to be a piece of crap adult. But anywho. So now I have to get to work. Dang near 3 hours late after all this, and try and focus on that. And then I have training this afternoon, 3 hours worth of training, which is going to be dull. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to reschedule it. Oh, and I ain't even told y'all nothing. I have a sinus infection. I already missed work. I missed work on, I don't even know what day. Tuesday. I was feeling bad Monday. Took a COVID test Monday night because I didn't want to expose anybody. That's not what it was. Tuesday, I felt really crappy and ended up finding out I have a sinus infection that was it's an ear infection and a sinus infection. So I'm on antibiotics on top of this. So I've already missed 1 day of work because I had to be 24 hours off because I did have a temperature with my infection. 24 hours off. So I had to be off a day. I go back yesterday and now I'm late today. And you can't use PTO on call-in. You can't. So, short check. Thanks a whole friggin' lot. Short check. But anyway, so I got to go do this training. But I'm thinking I'm going to postpone the training, which I had to postpone. The day that I had to be off was the initial training. I postponed it. I rescheduled for today. Okay? Now I'm not going to be able to do it. Let me tell you why I'm not going to be able to do it. Because apparently I'm going to have the school and the district police officers calling me. And I can't be in there for 3 hours focusing on whatever crap they're trying to teach me and not being able to answer the phone. So I'm going to have to postpone that again. And yeah, it is what it is. I'm sitting here eating greasy food. I haven't even checked my sugar this morning, which probably would have been a good thing because as stressed out as I am, I'm pretty sure it was going to be high. But I'm going to stress eat my breakfast and I'm going to go to work and try and catch up as much as I can. And I'm just going to pray for the best. I already put my kid in God's hands. Yesterday I laid hands on him and I prayed over him. And I prayed that anyone who wants to do him harm, that wants to disturb his peace, be silenced, be not silenced like in death, but be silenced, that their intentions be silenced, that their bad intentions be stilled. I put my child in God's hands because he doesn't need this. He is very, very sweet. He is very, very chill. And again, he thinks the world is full of wonderful people. He is the first kid that gets mad at me if I'm driving and somebody cuts me off and I'm like, oh, you stupid, da 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 da. I'm like, where'd you learn to drive? And da 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 da. Mom, you don't know what kind of day they're having. Maybe they're having a bad day. He's the first to defend people. He's so young and innocent, and that's just his nature. A lot of autistic children are this way. They don't see the bad in people. And this is a hard lesson to learn. And me and his dad and everybody have tried to tell him, you cannot trust anybody. Not everybody is your friend. You cannot be as giving and nice as you are. And he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. And I hate that I have to have this conversation with him. So young. The world is full of piece of crap people. But it is. And kids are a-holes. Oh my gosh. Kids are a-holes. Kids at this age especially are becoming evil a-holes. If you're going to be an evil a-hole, this is the age that you start becoming one. You know how much I want to stop off and go into Thrift Town just to walk around, but I got to get to work. I got to be an adult and I got to get to work. But anyway, this is a hard lesson that my baby had to learn. The lesson that I've learned, his dad has learned, everybody that has talked to him about being so trusting has learned. But this is a bump in the road and he had to learn it. His dad already has a new phone for him. If we can't find the other one, he just hasn't turned off the other one so we can keep pinging it. But if we don't get it back by this weekend, his dad already has, he's just going to turn on a new phone for him and he'll have his little security blanket back. But it's just unfair and it's unfortunate. And I know that this happens left and right and in and out. But as the mother to an autistic child, I'm not going to play. I'm going to assume the worst and start fighting from the get-go. This little girl was shady. She was wrong. And you're not going to fool with my kid. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to drive into work and I'm going to eat my biscuit and get crumbs all over me. And I'm going to try and calm down. But I wanted to share with you guys because I talk to you guys and y'all make me feel better. I was out scouting just now, right before I turned the thingy on. I was out in the alleys behind the last ping address because there was 2 addresses that pinged. Did I already tell you? The first address, the police went out to and talked to people. The second address didn't ping until like an hour and a half later. And it was almost 10 o'clock and I didn't want to call the city police out again. So I just saved that ping and I drove by there today and I walked around the alley because I'm telling you, they're like housing houses, so there's lots of alleys and little nooks and crannies, and I was all up in them nooks and crannies looking in the little dumpster. Maybe the phone was dumped back there. I don't know that it's in the house, but maybe it was dumped in the vicinity. I didn't find anything, but I'm out there in the friggin' cold missing work doing this crap because some little thieving took my kid's phone. But I know I'm going to feel better once I get to work because those ladies can put me in a better mood. We're decorating for Christmas, guys. It's ridiculous. It looks like Christmas threw up in there. So I know that's going to put me in a better mood. Just pray for my little dude. Guys, y'all, please pray for Caleb. Caleb, that's his name. Lift his name in prayer that he be in a peaceful place, that he not be scared, that he not be anxious, that he trusts that people are looking out for him and that this is going to be okay. Just pray that he feels that everything's going to be okay. I don't want him to be scared. And I think I came the wrong way. Yep. But thanks you guys for listening to me rant and rave. Hopefully it's not an onslaught of more of these types of videos, but until I see you guys again, thanks for watching and I love y'all bunches. Bye. Hello again, guys. It is 4:30 and I am out of work. I would have stayed late to try and make up the 3 hours I was late behind all of this ridiculousness, but little dude doesn't have a phone to confirm that he's made it home, and my big dude doesn't get home until way later, so Okay, so here's the deal. This is how everything turned out. Um, the little girl apparently does not live with her mother. The mother was contacted. This is why the mother didn't call the principal back yesterday, because the child does not live with the mother. They were able to locate the guardian, who spoke to the child and said, if you don't return this phone, the mom's going to press charges, because that's what I think I told you guys I was going to press charges. And even after I calmed down and everything, that's what I was going to do. So between the city police department, the school police department, contact was made with the mother, who made contact with the guardian, who approached the child, and they did find a phone that is not hers on her person, according to the police officers. That phone is going to be taken to school tomorrow by 10 a.m. Just to verify if it is in fact little dude's phone or someone else's. If it is little dude's phone and it is not damaged, the school is going to take over punishment and repercussions, which I'm fine with. My only request in regards to the school taking over the punishment was that she not be in the same class as my kid at all. I know he has one class with her. He might have two. I don't want her in my kids' classes, and I don't want my son switched. They need to move her. I don't want her around my kid. So if the phone is fine and undamaged, that is what I requested, for her not to be in class with him. And apparently part of they can't tell me exactly what the consequences for her are, but they can tell me that part of the deal is that she is not to mess with him. She is not to recruit anybody to mess with him, no retaliation. She's not even supposed to talk about it to anybody, talk about none of the situation. If they find out, get wind that she is blabbing or trying to set people up against my kid, then her consequences are going to be even more severe. So I don't know how to take that. I know for a fact, just growing up in the school system, that for the most part, they're crap. They're full of crap. But we'll see. If the phone is damaged, I have the right. I've been told by both departments that I can take her to civil court for the damages. This is an older phone. It's a Apple 10, and it's worth between $250, $300 maybe. If the phone is damaged, I can take parent or guardian, whoever the heck is responsible for this kid, to court for damages. If it's not his phone and it's somebody else's, if it turns out that it's not his phone, then I have the legal recourse to press charges, which I'm gonna do, because I found out today by both departments and by the school principal that she did admit that she had the phone at one time. This was earlier on in the day. She did admit that she had the phone at one time, and maybe she got it back from, I don't know how she ended up back with the phone, that the guardian or the parent or whoever's bringing it back to the school tomorrow at 10. But she admitted that she had it. According to both police departments, they're like, that's admission of theft. So if it's not his phone, we have her admitting that she took his phone, and you can move ahead and press charges if you'd like, and then they'll walk me through how to do that. But it's been a crazy day, very stressful. I did have to set myself somewhere in a little private corner and pray, because my spirit was so ugly, guys. My spirit was so ugly. I was just really, really mad and in a really ugly space in regards to how unfair this is, and just mad. I was just really angry. But like I said, when you hear people say, I prayed on it when they have to make a decision, that's really true. A lot of people just say it to say, but it is really true. When you're conflicted, when I'm conflicted and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, I do pray on it. You hear people say that. I do pray on it, and I ask God to guide me the way he wants me to be led. Like, guide me to whatever decision is the right one, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. I'm really angry, whatever. I talk to God like I talk to you guys. Just guide me where you need me to be to make the decision that is the best decision for what you have uh, what you've given me the responsibility of, which is my son. My kids are not mine, okay? My kids are God's, and God saw me fit enough to put them in my care, and I can't fail them. I can't fail them. These are not my kids. They're my kids, but they're not my kids. God is lending them to me until their time here is done. I don't want to mess that up. So when I get stuck and when I get scared, I'm like, just clear my head and guide my thoughts and guide my choices, because I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up. And I do feel bad about the possibility of pressing charges. I won't know until we see the phone, but I don't feel right not doing it. And I've grown up and I've seen a whole lot, and I've let a lot of stuff go when it came to my kids, because it was just kids being kids. But this right now, less than 24 hours, well, about 24 hours, because this is around the time they called me yesterday, it's still too in my face. It's still too real. Let's see how I feel tomorrow. Hopefully it's his phone, and I have to believe that between her guardian parents and the school, she would have learned her lesson. But if it's not his phone and she has somebody else's phone that's not hers, you're a friggin' serial thief, and you need to be dealt with. You do. Something needs to be done. But I just wanted to give you guys an update, because I'm gonna go home as fast as I can to make sure my booby is there and safe, and I'm gonna make dinner and then just sit and try and let this day end. Let him know that he might be getting his phone tomorrow. But I just wanted to share that little bit with you. It's really cold and dreary. It's gonna rain tonight. I hope it doesn't freeze, because I need to bring my plants in. This week has just been a crazy, crazy disaster. It really has. But I made it through, and I hope you guys are making it through.